everybody.
Hi.
I'm in the Spellbinders booth at Seth Apter's display. He's going to do a demo in just a couple of minutes. So I thought I'd give you a quick peek at his display. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around.
You got it?
Just a second. Here we go. Okay, so this is Seth's display in the Spellbinders booth. I know, isn't it gorgeous? He's got dies and stamps. Hey, Van Mara. Hi, Carrie. Here, let me see if I can come in close for you on some of these. The texture is just amazing. I put some pictures on Instagram yesterday. Hey, Paper Artsy, he's using some of your products in this demo. You'll be psyched to see what he just put up on the table. I'm just showing Seth's display before I walk over to his demo area. He's going to do a demo in a couple of minutes here in the Spellbinders booth. Hi, Estrella. Hey guys, I'm getting better at keeping up with the comments, but if I miss yours, it's just because I'm trying to work the camera too. Aren't these great? His booth is so beautiful. Look at this one. It's an old paint box or art supply. Hi, Merritt. Cool. Okay, so let's go over to Seth. Try not to walk too quickly. Hi, Ann. I told him we're going to have a lot of familiar names over here.
Yeah, they're right down there.
All right, he's choosing his papers.
Hey, gang.
Look at all these gorgeous paper artsy paints that are going to be coming along.
How's everybody out
neat.
there?
Who's that, Leandra or Darcy?
Welcome to CHA.
Yeah, welcome to CHA.
Hey, Leandra or Darcy.
He's going to demo in a minute.
How you doing?
He's getting all his supplies all set up. Hi, Leandra.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, he's ready, folks. Here we go.
Okay, so for me, when I start any kind of piece, I'm all about the layers and the textures, so I'm definitely not going to just use blank cardstock. I always want to have some dimension, so I'm just going to use some of these paper artsy paints to put some background on both the background and also on the piece of paper that I'm going to be die cutting. So I'm going to keep one on the lighter side, and let's make this one the lighter one.
While he's doing that, why don't you guys tell me in the comments where you're from so I can let Seth know who's here. And if you want to tap the screen and give him some hearts, that'd be awesome too. If you swipe to your left, you can share it with your friends on Twitter. Thanks,
Is that
guys.
how you do that?
Yeah.
So pretty much for me, being in mixed media, it's just all about the mess. So I'm not really worried, especially at the first layer, quite what it looks like. So I'm just going to smudge that paint on.
Hi, London. Hi, England. Hi, Netherlands.
Wow, very international. Hey, gang.
Norfolk, UK, and Virginia, USA.
All right. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of the green just to get some contrast.
Yeah, I know. I'm so psyched I could catch him demoing. Isn't it great? Scotland's in the house.
Hey, Scotland.
Oh, he's got an accent now.
Not a good one.
Me neither. Joshua Tree, California. Oh, I want to go there someday.
That sounds good. Just that
That's
name.
where the big
Yeah, it makes me think of you too, of course. So now I'm going to add a little bit more here. This is going to be the piece that I actually die cut. When I die cut, especially if I'm using someone else's dies, even though these are mine, I always feel like I want to somehow make them my own. So what I try to do is I at least try the minimum to die cut my own painted paper. And really with the painted paper, you don't have to be oh, I needed to shake that up. You don't have to be all that wonderful of a painter to be able to create something with it, because you're just going to do something like this and just mix the colors on there. Just going to get it so it has a painterly effect and it's not so flat. And then while the paint is still wet, to try to integrate what's going to be the die cut paper with the background, I'm just going to take the wet paint and I'm going to kiss the surface here.
Hi, Italy.
And it just adds a little bit extra texture and a little bit of extra color, and again it integrates the two pieces. At the same time, it also dries this, which is something that I want to do for the purposes of the die cut.
Hi, Sandy.
And the paper artsy paint is really good because it's chalk paint, so it dries really, really fast. And I'm ready to die cut, except for the fact that I got to get my plates. Hello.
I'm sorry. I just want to take a couple of these to advertise.
So I'm using the Platinum machine. It's the Spellbinders newest machine, and it's really great in terms of the high pressure. So I'm going to go through my grouping of dies, and I'm going to try to fit as many as I can on the paper. So I'm going to use this as my drip drop die. That's going to be kind of the main event of the piece. And I'm going to use this one, which actually comes from another die set, but it also fits within this.
I'm going to turn the camera so you can see he's not wasting any of that painted paper. He's going to try and fill it.
All the different dies kind of work together. And then I'm going to nest these two right here. And I'm going to do one more. Let's do this one here. Actually, let's do the X. So I'm going to die cut all that on a little bit of the painted paper. I'm going to slip this over. And one of the great things about the machine is it just cranks quite easily. So even on a demo. So it's a quick, easy turn.
Oh, sorry you're having trouble, Franny. You can always watch the replay. These will be up for 24 hours, and I've learned a trick on how to save them, so I'll be putting them on my YouTube channel when I get back to New York. Yeah, there's a whole lot of CHA scopes going on right now.
One of the nice things about these, hey guys.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
They love, Sandy says she loves those dies.
Thanks,
Seth.
Sandy.
Sandy.
I love Sandy.
Moen. Yeah, she's a
okay.
a regular crafter girl.
I appreciate that. The dies are all set up so that you get multiple pieces from every die. So you have the word fly, but you also have the disc. And then one of the cool things about this one, this is the coffee rings set. There's actually 3 of them. All the circular dies that I do have this break in it. That's kind of the, hey Judy, that's the kind of the trademark. But what happens then is that when you take the material out from the die and remove the die, your waste ends up staying together rather than falling off. So you actually get a whole nother die cut just from the waste.
Oh, neat. Ann is asking if that's a dream catcher die. What do you call that one?
I call that the drip drop.
Drip drop, he calls it.
It reminds me so much of a dream catcher. I did do a piece of art within called a dream catcher.
And Darcy joined and says hello.
Hey Darcy, what time is it there? Dinner
what time is it over there? It's about 1:30-ish here, I think.
6:30, I guess.
Thanks for the hearts, you guys. I appreciate it.
Me too.
Oh, the Scrap Chick shared on Twitter. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Darcy says it's 10 p.m.
Wow.
And Marit says it's 11 where she is.
Thank you for staying up.
Yeah, thanks.
Again, the idea that you have the excess. So I just took out the drip drop die, and you see there's this ring right here that you get kind of as a freebie.
Oh, nice.
And then one of the cool things I like to do, which I'm going to do later with another project, is use a negative. So if I had this right here, and I would just even place it down right there, then you kind of get a whole little thing that you can use there. Hey folks.
Hi.
And I got one more die to cut out.
What's that little tool called?
Oh, this is a tool-in-one.
It's called Can't Live Without.
Can't live without.
I have one. I'm saying for the viewers.
Oh, for the viewers.
You might want to push the product.
It's called. Nah, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to have fun. This is a tool-in-one.
Awesome.
It's from Spellbinders. It's basically a casing that's hollow, and they have attachments that go on either end. So here is the needle point to poke everything out.
Yeah.
If you're using a die that has all these little thousands of little holes in it, and you just roll over it like that, it just takes them all out.
Fabulous.
But the coolest thing is the new attachments this year. They just came out with a brayer at one end and the spongers. So if you want to take your dye ink and just sponge in from the edge, you can do that with the tool.
That is neat. I didn't know that.
And then all the not all, but many of the tips will stay inside the inside of the tubing.
Great.
All right, so I got the die cuts. I got this. I need to add some more depth and dimension, so I'm going to start with some stamping.
Okay.
I have a bunch of new background stamps that I designed with Spellbinders, and I use them very loosely. I almost never mount my stamps on a block because I don't want a perfect stamping. I just basically want to get some background.
Yeah.
I want to make it so it's less flat and more dimensional. So this one's called French Text.
This is beautiful.
And I'm going to just work it around, and at the same time I'm going to do the same thing with the die cuts. So rather than the die cuts being somewhat flat, I'm just going to go ahead and just press that stamp really randomly over them so that you have a little bit of more interest on the dies. And then I'm going to do it with another stamp.
He's using Stays On
in another color.
Fran's asking what kind of ink. It's just a new packaging, but the same product, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Stays On middies.
Very nice. You're welcome. That's what's so cool about Periscope.
I love the
Ask
fact that
any
it's
questions.
so interactive.
Yeah, Seth is happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Margie. And then I'm going to do a little bit more on that.
So Seth, when you start out doing a project or a demo like this, do you have a project in mind?
Never.
Never.
When I'm home, I never have a project. For me, mixed media is kind of about letting the art tell you where to go. So one layer will tell you like what to do next. And I also find that sometimes when you have something very specific in mind, you don't get there, and that can be very disappointing. So just be open, and I have no clue where I'm going, and I still don't know. But I do know that the drip drop is going to be kind of the centerpiece of this.
Yep. A lot of people agree and say that that's their approach too.
Oh yeah? Okay. I guess it's sort of a traditional mixed media way to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the glue stick, and I'm going to glue this on, and I'm going to let that piece kind of tell me where to go. I call myself a collage committer, because rather than audition all these pieces and decide where they go, I decided that I wanted to, you're very welcome, put the first one on somewhere, and then the first one's going to tell me where the second one needs to go. So I'm going to do that. And my hands are really sticky, so I'm just going to take another sheet and run it over. And then before I move on, I'm going to get a little bit more depth. I've learned to work upside down in demos. I'm going to get some of my other stamps. I have a line called the turnarounds. And the idea behind those is that they all are circular and they all nest in the shape of the die. So I'm just going to add some layer and flavor doing that. And then my motto in mixed media is if you do it once, you should do it twice. So I'm going to take a different one with a different color ink, and I'm going to do it over it and just create the extra layer.
That's great.
And the more I add, the more depth that I build.
Yeah, you already have a lot with those double.
And then I'm going to do something that you do all the time in mixed media, is you cover something up that you've created. So I'm going to use the fly, and I'm going to put some color around the edge just to give it a little shadow and emphasis. I'm going to get the glue stick.
Some folks need those stamps now.
Okay, I'm with you.
Merritt says Paper World in Frankfurt will be soon. Will they have them there? Do you guys go to Frankfurt?
Good question. I might have to get back to you on that one.
I think that's the next big one, right guys? Is that in February? Yeah.
That's coming up right away.
Soon, yep.
So I'm going to cover a lot of that stamp, but I'm fine with that. Again, with the creating layers, it's about sometimes just having a little bit peek out. And pretty much my whole theory with creating layers is that I never cover the entire layer underneath it. So even if I were to do a whole layer of paint, I would make sure that a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything showed through. So you get this sort of just dimensional effect over time. And if for those of you who are going to hang with me, you're going to see what I'm going to do to this to make this really pop off the page. But for the moment, I'm going to use another one of these. I'm going to use this. And this is what I'm going to show you. I mentioned earlier that there's a the trademark of most of the circular dies that they have a break. And so that you can do a lot with that. One of the things I love to do is I love to overlap. So what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to pull this up, and I'm going to be able to loop this in.
Ooh,
so I have kind of an over-under effect.
That's better than just stacking them.
So you just get kind of a different, little bit of a different feel.
That is cool.
I'm a big lover of the letter X. Not quite sure why, but it really appeals to me.
Everybody likes this a lot. So
oh, great.
Nice. You use the paint. Linda Caden says you rock.
Oh, you rock, Linda Cain. She does rock. Yeah.
She does.
I
Linda
love
Cain, do you hear
Linda
that?
Cain.
Linda Cain, one of the viewers, says you rock.
You rock, Linda.
All right.
And so
Linda
do
Cain.
I.
Linda Cain,
Linda,
stealing the scope. I love it.
I love your artwork.
I love her.
I love
artwork
visiting
too.
your blog and seeing what you do.
Yep.
So I'm going to now stamp more. I'm going to use a different turnaround. And I'm just going to stamp over what I just did. Again, to give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more layer. If it's off center, that's no problem at all. Then I have this one. Again, this was the waist. So what I'm going to do with this one is the waist also, I don't know if you can see, it has a little sort of tip at the top. So I'm actually going to use that, and that's going to guide me to almost make it like an ornament that hangs. So I'm going to put the glue stick on the back.
It's really neat how the features like the cuts and the tabs add so much.
Yeah,
And not
just a little
the-
bit of detail.
Yep.
You know, the way I look at it really when I create is that the material or the piece tells you where it needs to go or what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just listen, especially if you get stuck along the way, if you just look at what you have, it's going to tell you where to go. So I'm going to add that. Now obviously it's really top heavy, so I'm going to have to start working on the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one from the coffee ring and I'm going to do what I do a lot, if I can find my scissors.
Right on top of the machine.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm going to cut it, and so I'm going to use it in 2 places.
Is the glue stick your go-to at home too?
Yes, I just find it really convenient and easy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm making things, I'm a little bit of an impatient artist.
Uh-huh.
I want things to dry. I want to grab and go.
Right.
If I have 10 minutes, I can open up a glue stick. It's a lot easier than getting out matte medium and stuff like that.
Thank you guys. The hearts are exploding, Seth.
Thank you all.
When people leave you hearts, they come in different colors that match their little emoticon, so you've got like this crazy rainbow going right now.
Sweet. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
So I'm going to add this, and I'm going to do that interlocking thing again. So happily the glue stick doesn't dry immediately, so I'm going to interlock that with that. And
That's so delicate, that little one.
yeah, that little coffee ring. And when I realized that I actually have it on the wrong side, glue side up. That won't help.
So we're here at CHA in Anaheim, and Seth Apter is demoing in the Spellbinders booth. Thank you, everybody. Oh, you're welcome, Switzerland. You're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hey, Switzerland.
You can find me and Seth both on Instagram and Facebook. Seth is on Facebook as The Altered Page, and I'm Marjie Kemper Designs.
I know, the famous Marjie Kemper.
Too funny.
All right, this one's really not cooperating. So it might be telling me it
Thanks,
doesn't
Cass.
belong there, but I'm going to fight it.
I'm actually hand holding it right now.
Yeah,
I don't have
it
tape,
doesn't
so
belong
I
there.
hope it's kind of
So we're
steady.
going to put that aside, and we're going to move to this guy.
After this, you guys, I'm
Because
going
if
to
I'm
see
listening to the
Finnabear
piece,
at
it's
2:30.
clearly it
So if
wasn't
you want to
happy
see
with me.
Anya demoing in Prima, come
I'm going to
back
add
at
1 or 2 more
2:30.
die cuts and then move on.
Sorry to keep you up so late,
Show you what I
ladies.
do next. So I'm
Hi,
going
Julian.
to, yep, I'm going to cut this one in half. I'm going to have part of it come off from the bottom. And I'm going to have part of it come off from the side. Alright, and then I have the word fly that still exists. I'm going to try to put it up so it's right side up. I don't always do that, but for this one I want to.
Does it come out whole? It's not the 3 loose letters?
Oh, 3 loose letters, yep.
Oh, okay,
3
gotcha.
loose letters.
Merritt says, you're welcome, Franny. Merritt says, when I use a glue stick, the paper always detaches after a while. Do you find success? Does yours stay?
Mine stays, but sometimes what I'll do is that when I'm done with the piece as a whole, is I'll go over it with a layer of matte medium,
Oh, that's great. Did you
And-
guys hear that?
and then that seals the whole thing.
Nice.
But I don't have to worry about using the matte medium along the way,
Great.
although I do sometimes. All right, so now there's an issue here, and the issue to me is that it's still a little flat because there's a lot of green, and even though there's some dynamic contrast between the background and the foreground, it doesn't really pop. So this is the time when I'm going to get out a gel pen and I'm going to outline. I pretty much almost always outline my die cuts. I feel like when you do that, it does two or three things. It makes them pop and gives more contrast, but it also kind of grounds it into the bottom. If you just glue a die cut onto the paper, it's almost like you just stuck a piece of paper onto a piece of paper. So when you start adding these little details, that really ends up making a difference. So I'm gonna get my glasses on so I can actually see. Wow.
Merritt says, thanks for that tip.
Oh, you're very welcome. So I'm going to.
I know, Linda, you're awesome with the white pen. You guys, if you haven't seen Linda Kane's artwork, go to her website and look what she does with a white pen. She'll blow your mind.
What's the key to not losing your glasses?
having 15 pairs at home.
Yes.
So I've long ago given up the idea of buying glasses at a real store. So these are from Dwayne Reed, a pharmacy in New York City where I'm from. I have a pair in every room, and I still lose them. What's miracle is that I actually found them doing a demo. Because usually when you do a demo, the worst things happen.
Yeah, that looks great. Look how much that adds.
So you can already see it pops.
Yep.
And now I'm going to do the fly, and that will really highlight the word. Again, given that you're doing mixed media, the whole concept of mixed media is the fact that perfection doesn't matter. So if my lines are a little bit off, it's just going to actually look better.
They want to know if you've tried Posca paint pens. And
I have,
what
and
your favorite white pen is.
Oh, okay. I do use Posca paint pens. My favorite white pen, hands down, is the one I'm using. It's a Signo Uniball.
Yep, I agree. I would answer the same way. I love my Posca paint pens, especially because of the different sizes of the tips.
Yeah.
But that's the one that I go to all the time.
You might notice that the pen isn't always working. This one usually works pretty well, but I'm rushing it because it's a demo.
Right.
If the glue is not dry around the edges, it's not going to work as well. So this is a little, for me, this is very zen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to do this fast.
For people who are watching, it might be a little tedious. So
he's not really slow, you guys.
Bear
He just
with
likes
me.
going slowly. I like to tease him. It's okay.
Yeah, we know each other well enough. We could tease each other.
Exactly.
But
The
thank you all
hearts are
for
going
watching.
wild.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it's really
appreciative
neat.
that people are checking in.
Yeah, you've got 30 people in the house.
8:30. All right, so I'm going to continue. I really want to make this a finished piece at the end.
Okay.
So I am going to keep doing this. If I lose all my viewers, I understand.
Yep, I'm afraid we're going to lose the camera woman.
Okay.
So it was really great being here. Thank you, Seth.
Thank you, Margie, so much, and thank you guys. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you, everybody,
See you
for
on
tuning
Periscope
in.
later.
And I don't know what time it is because you can't see the. Do you guys know?
2:15.
Oh, it's 2:15. So in 15 minutes, I'll be back. I'm going to the Prima booth to connect with Finnabear. So hi, guys. Yeah, I know it's so late. I'm keeping you up late over there. But it'll be fun, you know, she's gonna do an awesome demo just like Seth. So if you wanna pop back in, please do. Find me on Instagram and Facebook, and see you guys in 15 minutes if you stay up. Okay, thanks again, bye.
I usually lose the crowd.